Hello everyone. Hello. I hope our voice is clear to each one of you. And this is the time for us to start this session. Okay. So I will be just waiting for 1 or 2 minutes more, and then we will be starting the session sharp at 8 p.m. Thank you so much everyone for joining in. If you have got any of your friends who is interested to learn about formula student experience system design essential, you can ask your team members, you can ask your friends to come and join the session. As I've already informed you people, this is a free certification session. It means I will also be sharing the link of attendance to each one of you, which you need to mandatorily fill to get the certificate of participation into today's session. So just stay here for the next 90 minutes where we will be dwelling deep into all the topics that are associated with the steering system design of Formula Student. Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining in. Any of you who has attended the session previously in the last week, we have discussed about the fundamentals of chassis frame design. So there was a bit of session that I was not able to complete last week because of any technical issue with my system. I will be covering up that particular topic today as well. So thank you so much everyone for joining in. So before I begin up this particular session, I want to give you the clarity on what this entire series of Formula Student all about. I am Abhishek Jain. I am the founder director of ERC Global. We have been working in the field of spring motorsports for the last 8 years. We provide trainings, workshops, and everything essential that is required to bring the student out of the confines of the classroom. We provide the complete training solutions as well as the complete manufacturing solutions to the student teams participating in any kind of spring motorsports event. It means if you're planning to build a go-kart, an ATV, a Supra, a quad bike, a solar car, an e-bike, or anything in the field of spring motorsports or particularly the engineering domain, ARC Global is the right fit solution stop for you people. So having said this thing, let's move forward. We at ARC Global have launched a free 7-day series, session series. Okay, sorry, 6-session series, where we will be discussing about all the subsystems associated with the Formula steering vehicle. With which it's all about the chassis frame. So on day 1, we discussed about the chassis frame design essential. Day 1 means the last Sunday. Every Sunday at 8 p.m. I'm going to coming live, and I will be discussing about different subsystems of a Formula steering vehicle. Last week I discussed about the chassis frame structure. Today I will be discussing about the steering system. Then we will be discussing about the suspension system, transmission system, braking system. Now the transmission, we will be having separate sessions for the electrical transmission system and the combustion transmission system. Okay, so 6 Sundays, there are going to be 6 different topics on which I will be discussing about the fundamentals that you people need to remember while designing a Formula student vehicle. Okay, having said this thing, please remember this one thing. If I need to inculcate into the complete motorsports engineering dynamics, it will take about 200 hours just to complete this particular topic. I have confined the entire content in a way so that if there is someone who's got just a bit of understanding of what this particular event is all about, what this particular kind of vehicle that we are discussing as of now is all about, would be able to get the stepwise process of designing the vehicle. So my dear friends, please remember, my intent of taking up this particular session is to make you people understand the chronological order on which you people need to work on while designing the vehicle. In my experience of working into this industry professionally for the last 8 years, I found out that majority of the student teams, even if they were the winner of any competition or they are doing it for the very first time, they all are stuck up with the process of foundation. They do not know how to start with. And I found out that many of the student teams, many of the student teams do not have the right resources on where to start with. Moreover, they assume certain values while designing their vehicles. Say, for example, if someone gives you a target to design the chassis frame structure, there should be certain foundation on which you need to work on. Okay, now if you go through any standard textbook that is available on the marketplace, or if you look up into any freely available research paper on the internet, you will not get the exact step-by-step process that is needed to be followed up. So basically what we do, we look up into what other teams are doing, we look up into what other people are going through, we look up into the freely available research papers on internet, and we come up with our own theory. This is the kind of vehicle that we will be framing at the end of the day. We take certain assumption and we start working on it. That's absolutely fine. There is nothing wrong with that. I just want you people to understand that designing a vehicle is not the absolute measure. It's the continuous iterative principle. It means that you need to iterate on the existing model. So, for example, if you have not built any kind of Formula vehicle, any kind of Formula sprint vehicle, then from where will you start iterating it? It means you need a certain base, you need a certain foundation. For that, I recommend you people to make a complete kinematic model of your vehicle, geometrical model of your vehicle. Okay, and to do so, what will you do? To do so, how will you start your journey? Okay, let me just tell you about that. If you need to design the entire chassis frame structure, you need to find out the dimensions. You need to find out what is actually available with you. What is the most absolute thing that is available with you? You do not know how my steering will work. You do not know how my suspension will behave. You do not know how my transmission system will work. You know nothing. You just know one thing, that this is a driver and I'm going to drive it. I know my basic body dimensions. I know the anthropometric data that is available on the basis of average Indian, right? You can just say this thing. Okay. Or if you're designing this vehicle for someone else, you can just find out the anthropometric data and accordingly you will finalize the dimensions of your vehicle. But what about steering? What about transmission? What about braking system? How will you arrange all these parts? Okay. So let me just give you the clarity on how this thing is needed to be done. In the last week, when we had a discussion about the chassis and structure, I tried giving the basic foundation. I will be repeating a bit of content from there so that I can build the foundation and then we will be moving ahead with today's session. Okay. So as I've told you this one thing that designing a vehicle is not the absolute process, it's a continuous iteration principle, it's a continuous iterative process. You need to have something on which the complete vehicle design can be iterated. My dear friends, let me just say one thing. In between, if any of the time you find that the complete session got lagged and I was not able to continue the session, just think of it in a way that currently I'm in a place where I do not have the proper internet connection, or I'm at a place where there are high chances that I will face the electrical cutoff. So at that time, if you find that the session got stopped, I will be sharing the attendance link with you people in the WhatsApp group. If you have not joined the WhatsApp group up till now, just save my number, drop me hi on WhatsApp so that I could get to know that you are attending this particular session and I will be sharing the attendance sheet with you at that particular time. Okay? And whatever the content that is going to be remaining after that, I will be sharing that particular content with you in the form of saved video. Okay, could you please confirm in the chat box that if my voice is clear? Okay, my voice is not clear. Sound is very breaking. Can you resolve the issue? Let me just see what I can. I'm just changing my earphones connectivity.